Welcome back to the Epic Podcast. My name is Diego Bryan. Alongside me is my co-host, Benjamin Wartsky.
Hello, hello.
And today we have Season 3, Episode 4 in the books. Let's see, what happened? We had fall break, which, right? Yeah, we just had fall break from our last episode.
Yes.
So we
just gone into fall break at the beginning,
right
during our last episode, and then this is the
Our last episode was Thursday, and so that was the morning of the Louisville game, and then
Right.
that night we had the Louisville game,
right.
which was absolutely insane.
It was pretty crazy.
Well, we made Mr. Jackson our. Well, I'm not gonna say it. Bad word. But we dominated him, more or less.
We won. For those of you who don't know, State is ranked number 20th after our victory, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's okay.
Is that what we finished? Wow, that's
Yeah.
a bummer.
Well, because we went from 24
To
20, which I don't know. I don't know how that happens after you beat the number 17 program and other teams
lost
and should
Right.
be shuffled around, but for some reason are staying the same. But it's whatever. We're ranked 20th. We just got to play our game. We have a game this Saturday against Pitt. Hopefully we do well. We're favored by 12.5 points. This is a dangerous game for State because these are the games that we typically don't play as well.
Yeah, for
But
some reason.
Hopefully this team is different.
I think we should get a hashtag going, like keep pounding.
Yeah, something like that. I think that sounds good. And original content here from NC State. But yeah, so that happened. We won 35
to 22, 26, 26.
27 maybe would
Yeah.
be my guess, somewhere around there.
Yeah, something like that.
But it was a good game. That was probably 39-25.
As far as the atmosphere, like in the crowd, so insane. I lost my voice after the first quarter.
It was crazy. There's and everyone stayed the whole time, which was that's a huge change. And like
Right.
I've never seen that happen because I guess we've never really had a reason to bring everyone together for so long and be so loud, but like if State's good, then people will be hype around it and they'll be excited.
Yeah,
so.
especially if we're playing big games. And then another factor I think was like it being a night game and like being good weather, and
Yeah, it was beautiful.
the atmosphere of night games is just so much cooler than
I
a
hope they give
daytime
us
game.
a night game for Clemson.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy. Because if we this is like the big thing is if we win, we have 2 games until Clemson. We have Pitt, bye week, Notre Dame.
dangerous.
Yeah,
That's
both are dangerous games. But if we can play our best and we win, let's say, and Clemson wins their games, as they probably will,
Right.
then we'll head into a home game against Clemson on September 4th.
November. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like we're going backwards. Yeah, November 4th at home.
Right.
And we'll be 7-1. They'll be 8-0. We'll probably be top 15-ish. I would guess 15. I've heard 12, and Clemson will be 2 or 1 most likely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless they lose, which would be awesome. And that game will be pretty much for first in the ACC, which can then in turn make it to who from the ACC can get into the college playoffs.
Right.
So, but of course that's just getting ahead of ourselves. First we have to beat Pitt, and then we have to beat Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, who's
Yeah.
looking really
They're
good.
good. They're ranked higher than us. They're 16, I think.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So keep an eye out for that, and hopefully if we can get college game day here, that's like the dream. That's like the overall dream scenario is if we win these next 2 and then college game day chooses to come to NC State, because that's just big for just NC State as a whole. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's just like a big for recruits. They see us on college game day, they're like, oh, this school knows how to get it done, and our crowd can come out, and then it'll just be the
It's
craziest
like the building
game.
block and like building a really good program.
Right, exactly. I mean, just hopefully next year recruits will look at us and be like, oh,
They're a legit
NC
contender.
State.
Yeah.
That's a school I've heard of before, instead of just people in the area hearing of us.
right.
So, keep
I
an eye
think
out for that.
Louisville was definitely a start in getting us on the map for sure.
Louisville was cool. It was a really fun game. From the field, pre-game was incredibly hype.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like something that you got. It's tough to explain, like, because this is it's my 2-year anniversary of working for sports. I found on LinkedIn.
I'll send you congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be getting them all day. And that was it's just like, so I know generally what's going on. Like, they run out. I film them running out without pads. Then they go back in. Then the punters come out with pads on. Then they like punt around, and then the quarterbacks come out, they throw around. And so I know kind of what it is, but it was just like I always get to listen in on when they talk to each other at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I guess talk is a loose word. It's not like they're just sitting around. It's like, hey, how's your day?
Podcast.
Yeah, they're podcasting in the tunnel. But they run out, and like if you're on the field, whoever our listeners are, at least for State specifically, go walk around with the O line and the D line. Because those guys are so hype, and they are so angry at the other team. It is incredible. Like, I was like ready to run. I was ready to play the game after listening to their speeches. Like, Bradley Chubb talked
animal,
and that's all he did. He just made animal noises. I was like, oh my goodness, why am I so excited by that? And like the coach, the D-line coach always, like when the offensive or defensive line, when the offensive line comes over to him, he just like starts yelling at him, and then he starts like a mosh pit every time, and it's awesome. It's so great. I'm just standing there. It's like I want to be in the mosh pit, but they would actually crush me if I got into the mosh pit because I'm like a normal size, and they're like twice my size and like 3 times my weight.
Oh yeah,
they're big dudes.
I see you out there too. Like they have the fireworks going off. You can like see Ben, and then like monsters go right by.
Yeah, there's
him.
actually a cool picture. I should have pulled this up. I should have been prepared.
Right. Is it a picture of you or?
Yeah.
What would it be of you in the tunnel or?
Yeah, it's like when the team's running out of the tunnel. I stood in a different place than I normally do.
And someone captured it.
And I don't know who took the picture, but someone took a picture and
you look good.
Yeah, I look absolutely phenomenal.
I'd like to think the crowd played a huge role because like we were just so loud the entire game. It seemed like.
Yeah, we were definitely really loud.
Everyone was like hugging during every touchdown, especially during the interception.
Dude, the interception at the end of the game was crazy.
It was so crazy. Like our whole group had one giant hug, and then like everyone else that was around us just like started joining in the hug, and it was like, oh my goodness. During the first touchdown, shout out Michael Mayers, he like jumped up in the air and then didn't land on the bleacher and fell on his butt.
That's pretty funny.
It was so funny because the night before he got a black eye from a brownie.
Yeah,
that hit him in the face.
Yeah, I don't know why it hit him in the face, but
Michael was just taking losses all over the place.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Oh man, it was so great. And then what else happened during the game? Not really much.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
Yeah, but like NC State definitely had an opportunity to blow it, and
we didn't.
Yeah,
there was a moment at the end of the game where I was like, man.
Yeah, they were like within like a touchdown.
Well, we never trailed, so that's good.
Right.
Like the whole game,
super
game, good. I was like, man, we're beating Louisville, but it was not until like 5 minutes left in the game we're up by
1 touchdown.
Well, we were up by 2 touchdowns,
and they scored.
I think it's something happened.
Right, and then we had a 3-and-out immediately after that.
Yeah, and then I think it was something like that. And then then we were up by 1 touchdown. We were up 39. We were up 32-25. Well, no. What happened? What happened is we were up by 13 points, and then they scored, and then Bradley Chubb blocked the extra point. And so then they had to score a touchdown. Like so when we were by 13,
that's right. Yeah.
we were by 13. I was like, okay, this is kind of scary because if they score and then score again, then we lose. If we lose by 1 point, I'll just be upset. But then when he blocked it, everyone was like, I was like, okay, I feel a lot better now because then they have to, like, we're not going to lose immediately after they score.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy if he did that at the end of the game. But so then they do their own play, and this is like 4 minutes left, and we're up. I don't know. As I said, by 7 points.
Right.
And then, as Diego alluded to earlier, then we got a pick 6.
Yes.
And the place was going crazy.
Oh,
and then I turned to my former boss, and I was like, "We're gonna win. We're actually gonna win." And he's like, "I think we're gonna win." I was like, "Let's go." And then the locker room post game was crazy. I posted stuff on my Snapchat about it.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
But as I tell people, like, they normally don't do. That's not like a normal thing. Like they'll play music after they win, but usually it's like one song, and then coach will talk, and then they'll all kind of just disperse and get like
ready
cooled
out,
down. But
yeah.
like, I mean, it's just such an emotional win. Like, I can't, it just can't even imagine what would happen.
Intense.
Like as we keep winning, the games will just get more and more important, and it just the team looks good, they're having fun, and it should be a good time. So
yeah, you guys could make a really good like 30 for 30 type video. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's
you guys throw it out there.
Can watch. There's a series called One, which is kind of like a Hard Knocks type ish.
Is
series.
it NC State?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's all about NC State football.
Who makes it?
His name's Taylor, and he does it. He's a full-time employee. Or
Really?
I don't know. I think it might be contracted. I'm not entirely sure the status,
Wow.
but he does video work for football.
Okay,
So-
I didn't even know that existed. So
you check it out. Check it out. It comes out every Tuesday, maybe, I want to say. It just comes out once a week ish, and
right.
if they're about like 25 minutes long,
Are they good? Do you watch them?
I watch them.
They're not. They're all right.
That I can say. I watch them. You might listen to this. So yes, they're good. I like them, Taylor.
But yeah.
So yeah, they're as I said, they were just reminding me of Hard Knocks. I think that's what they're trying to emulate. It's like a sports doc. It's just interesting. If it's like if you don't know, if you want to see what the behind the scenes of football is like, he has like a team of interns that help him out with that.
That's
And
pretty cool.
they're also on the field filming. They don't do like creative social media stuff. They do more.
Yeah.
I assume
filming for this
doc that he's doing.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that's cool. Also, basketball season is starting up again for NC State. More NC State sports news. That starts next Friday. Actually, prime time with the Pack. You should come out.
Yeah.
I thought of
What is primetime with the Pack actually?
It's like
Is
it's
this
where
a
it's
hype
where they
event?
it's pretty much a hype event for basketball. It's just like where everyone sees like basketball's practices started 2 weeks ago, and they practice 4 or 5 times a week. But then this is the first time that the student body is like introduced to the new team.
Yeah.
Because we got some new faces, new coach, and so then they play like a scrimmage pretty much. It's just like a dunk fest is all it is. It's just like getting the crowd hyped.
It's like a basketball equivalent of like pigskin or something. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, like in high school they do it where they just play each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. At least our high school, that's what we did.
No, we didn't do that. That's
Oh,
why you
really?
guys were good.
Yeah, that's probably why we're good. That's why we
guys-
went to
you
the state
guys- yeah, you-
championship like 3 out of the last 4 years. You know, no
Yeah,
big deal.
Not that Diego's bragging or cares.
Yeah, I actually don't care, but go soccer.
Go soccer. Let's go soccer.
Yeah. Anyway, so primetime with the Pack is happening,
Yes.
and that's pretty much it as far as basketball goes.
Right. I
right
mean that's
now.
the only thing I'm trying to get, because congratulations Austin, my boss for athletics is moving on up in the world.
Where's he going?
I guess that
Do we
sounds like
know?
he died. He is still alive. He's just switching jobs. He's going to the Carolina Panthers. He's there.
Oh, I guess it's an upgrade.
This video guy. So that's really cool.
That is pretty cool.
I envy him for that move.
And they're kind of picking up some traction too. So
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
doing
it makes
better.
It fun.
Right, exactly. And I mean, he's going to get to travel with the team.
Really?
He's moving to Charlotte. He moved to Charlotte actually. Like the night of Louisville, we left. We probably got there at like 3:30. I think that's around when tailgate started.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the game ended at like
Midnight-ish,
and then we didn't leave there until like 1:30 or 1:45. And then he drove. Whenever he left, I don't know what time he left. He drove there straight from there to Charlotte, and he was
Gross.
So then he was like, that's when he moved in. Was the morning after
That's
the
crazy.
Louisville game. Yeah, I mean that's just like because either he could have slept for 2 hours and then driven,
Right?
because he had to get up at like 5, and I guess it was probably like 3 when he like went to bed or would have gone to bed. So then he was just like, I'll just drive there and sleep on the floor for one night.
Right.
So I hope he invites me up. Austin, if you listen to this, invite me up. Or if you need interns at the Panthers, I'll intern for you. I'm a good intern. So now we're kind of restructuring and like trying to figure out because like they can't just have students just running this thing.
Right.
That just wouldn't, the university wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
We'd be okay, but I understand why that can't happen.
Did the Georgia program, was that run by students solely?
No.
No? Okay, they had like a higher
full-time-
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still full-time people there, but I think mostly it's run by students. But
Okay.
I mean, it's tough to compare us to Georgia. Their program's just so like
higher
It's
caliber.
it's just steps ahead.
They have
of
more
ours.
equipment and all this
I
stuff.
mean,
But
they
like
have
yours
budgets.
your guys' is building for sure. It seems like your program. Like
Okay. Yeah. I thought you were saying a literal building. Yes.
No,
No.
yeah.
I think we are building.
yeah.
I don't. It's different though. It's just tough. It's tough to judge it. Georgia is an established SEC school.
Right.
Number 4 in the nation right now. They're 6-0. They're very good. I'm
Yeah.
sure Neil's having a blast.
Oh man, he's traveling everywhere too.
I know. Yeah, he gets to travel with the team. Hopefully that happens with me at some point in my college. I would like to go to an away game in general. I guess that'd be cool.
We should see if we can do that in the next 2 weekends. I mean to Georgia, not you go to a away game with State. We should go to a Georgia game. Sorry,
or
I was thinking in my head.
We could go to a State away game. That also could happen.
That's also true.
But like Pitt is, I don't know how far Pitt is.
Pitt is
12. It's 12 hours.
Far.
And then Notre Dame is not any closer.
It's farther.
So
or about the same.
So that's that. That's the NC State sport update. Another thing, I was gonna try and segue to this earlier, but then we came back.
Right.
You said that you cared more about soccer, and so does America, except not anymore because the U.S. men's national team is not in the World Cup. I don't know if you know this. Breaking news.
When
to
did this
Diego.
happen?
We lost to Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
2 days ago. 2-1 defeat.
I heard last I was checking, we were like dominating somebody.
We dominated Panama.
Yes.
And then we had one more game, and we had to get a point. We had a win or tie to like guarantee. Well, if we won, we're guaranteed. Tie, likely because of goal differential. A loss, still likely as long as other things didn't happen, and then the other things happened.
Oh,
and so then we're out. It was like a 3% chance, according to ESPN's like
that we
stats,
don't get in.
That we didn't get in if we lost. So
and we didn't get in.
We lost. So a lot of people are upset at the men's team. They're getting roasted all over Twitter. Late Saturday night.
We're not in the World Cup.
We're not in the World Cup for 2022.
We're not going to Russia.
We're not going to Russia. But something that I heard we're doing is that we're appealing a goal that happened in another game that Panama was playing in versus Costa Rica. I don't know what this means.
Would
exactly.
it change like a goal differential thing?
No. It would just change it from a win to a tie, and then we would take their spot is what would happen.
That would cause.
It'd be crazy. But
there's like no way that could happen.
I linked. This is for Diego, but or our listeners, if you look on YouTube, Costa Rica versus Panama ghost goal. It's a hyperlink in this.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you look at that, you can watch this replay, and you can see that the ball gets kicked towards the goal. And then a guy is trying to run to one of the Panama players is trying to run towards it. And, yeah, he probably gets fouled and should have been a PK. But no PK was called. Instead, one of the worst goal calls I've ever seen was called. I mean, you can just, like, watch the replay. And so in soccer, unlike football.
The entire ball.
Unlike football where just the tip of the ball, just the plane has to be crossed. In soccer, the whole ball has to cross the goal line. And in no replay of this goal that I watched, and I'm trying as unbiasedly as I could be while still supporting the men. It just doesn't look like it crosses the line. Like, I don't even know if any of the ball crosses the line. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what the
ball stops on the line for sure.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't a hole cross the line.
That is just. Does it hit the pole or does the guy? No, the guy stops it with his foot. Wow.
Yeah.
No goal.
Yeah, but then the ref was like, no, that's a goal for sure. Unless, I guess the ref could have been making up for not calling a penalty is what I could see happening. But I don't know. I hear
you can't make up for not calling a penalty.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's not a thing.
So I hear the U.S. is disputing this goal.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know what the process is.
I didn't know you could dispute
goals.
No,
I didn't know that was a thing. I think
right.
But it's an embarrassment for the U.S. that our men's national team can't make the World Cup because we're as has been said ad nauseum through the news media. Just a country of 300 million cannot be beat out by a country of like 2,500.
When our women's team wins the World Cup.
Yeah, our women's team is good. People apparently don't realize how good our women's team is. Like, man, I wish the U.S. could win the World Cup one time. It's like, well, we've actually won 3 out of the last 4 or something like that. It's something crazy. Us, Japan. Who else is good in women's? Actually, I'm not up to date on it. I just know that we're good. I know Japan is good most years. I know
Probably like a Brazil team or something.
Yeah, I'm sure the Brazilian team is pretty disgusting. But that's all the sports news I got for real sports. I guess I would go.
I just like to think that it's because we have so many other major sports that like.
Yeah, that all of our athletes who could be great soccer players instead focus on like track or basketball,
football primarily.
I don't know. We can say whatever we want, but our soccer team.
That's what I believe.
For whatever reason, they knew what they needed to do, and they just couldn't. They came up short against Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh man, that's a bummer. I did not know about. Last I heard was about the Panama game, which, so after the Louisville game, I went to App State, which for people who don't know is like a mountain school here in North Carolina, and the vibe there is totally different than, I guess, normal life. Would you compare NC State as like normal life to like most of American society?
I don't know. I feel like that's tough. I don't know. I don't know if any college campus is like normal life. I feel like
closer to it,
maybe.
For sure.
I mean, I guess it depends where you live.
Right.
Like it depends where you came from. Like because we're from Raleigh.
Yeah.
Living in Raleigh, it's like kind of similar. But
yeah,
I feel
like city suburb type feel.
Right. Well, I think each college campus is like its own community. It's like
true.
It's like Raleigh or Cary or North Carolina, and then all the campuses are just like their own little bubble of like different
happenings.
Stuff goes on college campuses that just wouldn't happen
in real life.
Yeah, like normal places.
Right.
Is how I think of it. Like in normal places, when like a team wins, like let's say like the Panthers, if they win, you don't see like streams of people just sprinting around Raleigh and just running after each other for no reason. Like that just doesn't happen. But on a college campus, if State's basketball team wins, or specifically basketball, then like last year when we beat Duke, we ran to the bell tower.
That was insane.
We've already talked about that, and we had Malik on to like also kind of talk about that. But that was a lot of fun, and that just doesn't happen. Like you don't get those experiences outside of a college town.
I mean, that's true, but like App State was like, we're going to Hippieville.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Compared to here is not. If you're used to city life, it is not city life. That's what that's what I would say about App.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I don't know. Like we've gone to App before, and we've like hung out with our friends, and like, oh yeah, this is like a normal college. This is like, all right, just a different place.
No food is open on Sundays. That I will tell you. And it is annoying.
It's true. It is a struggle to find food.
Diego and I were walking around trying to set up the podcast, and we were hungry. We couldn't get anything to eat. Everything was closed.
Library didn't open until like 10:30 on Sunday, and I was like, "What is everyone? Do these people go to school?" Like,
yeah. Then we then we went to the dining hall. They were closed until like 10:30 as well. Yeah. We had to go to like some bagel shop.
Yeah,
which was good. It was good bagels. Just
with your like broken ankle.
Yeah, I was like limping around. Oh man,
that was a good story.
What a time! What a time! Go listen to the podcast.
So yeah, that was like the last time I went to App, and I went there again, and I hung out with Michael and Mikey, and we saw some of their old friends from App, and wow, they are so hippie. Yeah. So like we went to this one girl's house, and she had like a stick collection. I was like, okay, yeah.
Oh, I forgot mine.
And she had like her baggy jeans, and like she had glasses on the entire day that were like.
Were they star shaped?
Yeah, or they weren't star shaped, but they're like a weird sunglass shape.
Interesting.
And so she just had those on the entire day, and like a crop top or whatever hippie people wear. And then like her boyfriend came in, and he's wearing like Birkenstocks, and he like picks up flowers out of a bush outside their house. And brings another stick for her, and she goes and is like so happy about it. Takes the flowers, puts it in a beer can with water, and then takes the stick and then sticks it in between the cushions and the couch. And it was such a strange experience for me.
That is very strange.
I don't know
how to feel about that.
It was so weird.
How does one feel about that?
I didn't know how to feel about it. Everyone else was like having a great time, but I was like,
no, but did you see the stick and the am I the only one that saw that?
Exactly. Everyone was like super hippie. Like even like Mikey and Michael like kind of turned hippie, and like that just became normal.
Well, I mean, they've seen it before,
I guess. Yeah. So it was
that's weird though.
It was really strange. They were all like super fun to hang out with, like super great people. The way their house was set up, it was like was like the girl's house who we like visiting was on top of another single bedroom apartment thing. And so like the guy who was in the single bedroom apartment below like came up and they were hanging out, and I was just outside just hanging out. Like I had to like step out for a little bit. I was like, I can't deal with this the entire time. And so then I go to his bathroom, and the guy's downstairs apartment, his toilet doesn't work. I was taking a number 2.
Oh no.
And so I left him the biggest turd in his toilet. But they're all hippies, so they were cool about it.
Are you sure? Did you tell him about this?
No, absolutely not. But I mean, I assumed he
jerk.
went.
What a jerk. He's like, man, my apartment's starting to smell. Guess we got to throw out the trash.
Everyone leaves their doors unlocked, which was strange. And then like nobody had air conditioning there either, which is also strange.
Where did you go? I swear we went to completely different places.
I
when I've
know.
done the app, it has been
I did
not
not
this.
Yeah, I did not expect app to be like this, but like we hit the hippie part.
Apparently so.
And it was crazy. It was it was a lot of fun, but like totally insane.
Well, then you didn't go out there to hang out with people though. That wasn't
I didn't go out there to hang out with people, but like if I met people who they knew, I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna say no.
Yeah.
Hey.
I should have just stayed in where we were sleeping. Didn't come out at all.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, I'm not coming out until these people go away. Like, I'm not here to hang out with them. I hang out here with you. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Right.
But you guys went out there to camp. That was the that was like the main purpose of you guys going out to
right, because we were like, I was at least the week before I had like 6 tests. It was like a stressful week, and I was like, okay, I just need to like do something and relax. And so we're like, yeah, let's go out and camp. And so we go to this place like the Balds in Tennessee, which is like peaks of mountains that are there's no trees or anything. It's bald, as you'd expect.
Right.
And
how far is that from App? What's the distance?
From App, it's like 35 minutes.
That's not bad.
I mean, where we were camping, you could see signs that said, welcome to Tennessee, welcome to North Carolina. Like, we were on the border. Yeah. We were in Tennessee, though. And so we get there. It's like probably 6:40 at night. And sunset's at 7. So, like, we're already, like, kind of in a hurry. But there's still sun, like, 30 minutes-ish after sunset, and it's just super windy. So we're carrying all our gear up this mountain.
How many? There's 5 of you? 6?
5 of us, yeah.
Michael, Mikey, you, Nick,
and
Cameron.
Yes, yeah, 5 of us. And we park our cars, and our campsite is probably like a mile up this mountain. Huh? Yes, yeah, free. And so it's along the Appalachian Trail, so like there's other random tents set up of like people who are hiking the trail.
Right.
And we get there, and it's so unbelievably windy. It's ridiculous. And we're originally thinking of like maybe we should camp where this one bush is, just because it's like it was a bush that was shaped like an O, and you could like camp in the middle of the bush.
Okay.
And it just like a weird spot. That was like kind of cool.
It is a weird spot.
Yeah.
It sounds like you did not camp there.
Yeah, we did not camp there because like Mikey brought his camera and he wanted like good scenic pictures. So we're like, all right, let's camp on the top of the mountain. And so we camped on the top of the mountain, no wind protection.
It's a mistake.
And setting up our tents wasn't too bad. It was windy, but like stake it down, it was good.
Yeah.
And
you need extra stakes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Well, I didn't need extra stakes. I didn't think. We'll talk about it. And so like it wasn't too bad. It was just like so windy that like after being in the wind for like an hour, it just got so cold. Unbelievably cold. So like I put on a sweatshirt, wasn't enough. And then I put on my rain jacket. And that's all the clothes I had.
Then you were done.
Right.
Well, I guess I'm warm now.
Yeah. And so I was just so cold. And we probably hung out until like 9 o'clock. Like wasn't late at all. I was like, I can't do this.
You
anymore.
guys like have a fire, and
we couldn't set up a fire because it was
too windy.
It was too windy.
So what'd you do? What did you guys just sat? You guys sit outside?
Yeah, we sat outside, ate our trail mix. That was our dinner too, by the way. Trail mix.
It just sounds like a terrible night.
If it was like calm and we could like set up a fire, it'd be cool.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No,
yeah.
You're just sitting outside, just shivering with your trail mix.
Yeah, and so like the sunset, beautiful, amazing. And we're like, okay, we can't wait for sunrise because like sunset was awesome. And so that's why we like set up our tents in this like one spot on the mountain. So like wake up, sunrise, it's gonna be great. By 3 a.m, like I was like passed out, and then all of a sudden my tent is like hitting my face, and I'm like, what is going on? The wind detached all the hooks from my tent, and it collapsed. And like me being me, I'm like cursing in the middle of the night by myself in this tent. I'm like, fuck. What is going on? And so like,
how disoriented were you? You just
I was so disoriented. It was crazy. And I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know how strong the winds were, but the winds were way stronger when I stepped out of my tent. I was like, oh my God.
It goes like flies off the mountain.
They were so crazy. But like looking up at that moment in time, stars, incredible.
Well, there's like no light pollution, I imagine.
Yeah, there was zero light pollution.
There's no cities around there.
Yeah, it was like a full moon. Stars were incredible. I was like, wow, this is amazing. But I got to fix my tent.
You turn around, your tent's gone.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, man, that's
right.
so beautiful.
Right. And so
I
like
love the stars.
I'm like rehooking everything, and I have to like, in order to hook things, I have to take the rainfly off so I can rehook everything. And so I take the rainfly off and like set it on the ground. And I'm like hooking everything. Rainfly starts running away. So like I start chasing after it, grab the rainfly.
Come back, the tent's gone.
Yeah. And so like the tent is like kind of set up, but the wind's so strong that it's like almost pushing it over. I'm like, oh my goodness. And so like I try putting the rainfly on, but the rainfly is like a big kite. And so like when I like lift it up to like do it, it like legitimately almost drags me. I'm like, oh my God. And like trying to hold it back and like hook it up. And so like I get it hooked up on my tent, but because it's like a big kite, like holding in all the wind, knocks over my tent again. And so I'm like, shoot, what do I do? And so like by some miracle, I find like rope in my tent. And so I'm like out here like tying knots and like adding extra supports into the ground.
You have extra stakes?
Yeah, I have like 2 extra stakes.
Okay.
And so like I'm like tying those and putting them into the ground. And I get my tent to like not hold up in tent form as it's supposed to, but it's like one slender cone. And it's like that.
Okay.
And so I had like enough for one body. And so I was like, this is good enough.
I'm done. I've done it.
That was like after 40 minutes of paddling.
Did no one else woke up?
No, Nick. Nick was like, yeah, I saw you out there, but I didn't want to wake up Cameron in the tent. So I was like, thanks. That helps me a lot.
Nick's like struggling. He's like, if only someone could help me. It's like, nah, he got it. He's looking good.
I was like, oh, goodness. But yeah, it was like 40 minutes of struggling with my tent at 3 a.m. I get it set up just enough. And then my tent, actually, some of the poles, they didn't like snap in half, but the wind was so strong that the wind like bent my poles. And so they're all like curved by the end of by the morning. And so that's annoying. But
why was your tent the only one to have so many issues?
You
just had the weakest tent?
Well, allegedly everyone else was high and just passed out. And so they were like okay with it. Like Michael woke up in a puddle. He was in the tent. So
that's pretty good. That's not what you want.
Right. So like everyone had bad things going on. Right. I was just the only one.
Well, I mean yours was the only one that seemed like really like
I think everyone else is like Michael's and Mikey's kind of had the same situation, but they just passed out.
Okay.
So they didn't really deal with anything.
Okay. So I guess it wouldn't have been the worst if you just didn't wake up.
Yeah, like I could have just slept with the tent on my face, I think.
Right.
And
like it wouldn't have like
been okay. I think I would have ended up probably in the same situation I did 40 minutes later once I thought I had it set up. To be honest.
It would have been the same thing.
Right. Yeah, so that happened, and then like by the time we woke up, it's like 7 a.m. All of us are like done with being in the cold. We're like, all right, let's just wake up. We're in the middle of a cloud. No view at all. And it's like inside the cloud super moist and wet. And so like all our hair is like soaked and it's cold, and it was not a fun night at all. And like I camped 21 days on a road trip, that was the worst camping experience of my life.
That's so good. Well,
Yeah.
not good. That's so bad.
Right.
It's not. I don't envy you at all for that.
No.
I stayed at my place and I relaxed. I said,
You actually relaxed.
well, did I relax? I don't remember what I did, which is probably that
Better.
means that I relaxed. It's better that I don't have a memorable moment like this.
Right.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it made for a great story, and then like some of the people we met there was like it was so hippie that like that was also like an interesting story.
You guys went at you hung out. You spent the.
We spent the night
you
with
you left the morning after the Louisville game.
Right.
Because originally you were gonna drive back right after the Louisville game, or you're gonna drive there, and that obviously didn't end up happening.
Yeah.
So then you woke up early and you left.
So yeah, Thursday.
Friday.
So Friday morning we left, and then Friday night that's when we camped.
Right, and then,
and then
you stayed Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday morning we did a bunch of hiking, which was really really cool. And if you ever hike with like Mikey, or we didn't hike with Karch, but like on the road trip we hiked with Karch, and Mikey and Karch are like really into rock climbing. I didn't know Mikey was like into it.
Is he
but
really
like,
into it?
I mean, he's like into it because Karch is into it, but like Mikey just isn't scared of anything.
Okay.
And so
I mean,
there's like pictures of Mikey hanging off of cliffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like he'd do stuff like that where like there's this like one drop off that's like 12 feet below us, and it's not like easy to climb back up if you get there.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, I think I want to go down there." And I was like, "Mikey, how are you gonna get back up?" He was like, "Oh, I'll figure it out." And so he's like, he like starts climbing down. He's like, "Screw it," and then he jumps like 8 feet to the ground. And I was like, "Well, all right, now you're stuck."
Yeah, it's like, well, we'll see you later.
It's
Mikey's
like,
still at app.
yeah,
Good
Mikey
luck,
will
Mikey.
do. Yeah, Mikey will do crazy stuff like that where he's like just climbs into really peculiar places and then like gets himself out of it.
Did you see Karch while you were up there?
Yeah, we saw Karch for like an hour or so. He okay, so he was like, "Hey, Karch, we're coming up this weekend for fall break." And Karch's like, dope, I'm going to be so prepared. Yeah, totally come up. And then when we get there, Karch is like, "Oh, our fall breaks aren't on the same day." I was like, "Yeah, no, they're not. It's this weekend." And then Karch is like, "I'm going to West Virginia this weekend." And we're like, "Karch, oh my goodness." So we ended up seeing him just for a little bit before he went to West Virginia. But
Doesn't
like,
surprise me at all.
that's like the biggest Karch move of all time.
That surprises me like literally zero.
Yeah. And so, I mean, if you're friends with Karch, you just kind of expect things like that. It's like, it's who Karch is. You can't really blame him. But it was nice seeing Karch for a little bit.
I guess.
Yeah.
For the 3 seconds you got to see him.
Right. And so all Sunday we like did we did a cool trail and stuff like that. And then we went to Comeback Shack. And if you're ever in the App State area, Comeback Shack.
Jacob loves Comeback Shack.
Excellent. So
Best
good.
movie you've ever seen. Yeah,
Best
we get
burger
it.
I've ever eaten.
Mr. Best Ever of all time.
But it also like Comeback Shack was especially good because I don't think we had anything from like trail mix the night before on the mountain
you
until
had it on Saturday?
borderline dinner time.
Saturday night you had that?
Yeah. So especially good. And then we hung out with like friends, or Mikey's friends, in the hippie place for like all night until like 2 a.m. And none of the places have air conditioning. So when we got back to where we're sleeping, which is Jacob's apartment, it's so hot in there. And like I'm like exhausted. Mikey and Michael are dead. And I was like, "Guys, we're not sleeping here tonight." And so at 2 a.m. I'm like, "Screw it. Let's go back home." So I take the beloved G Fuel, if you want to sponsor us. You're excellent.
No, don't sponsor us. Stay away from Diego.
I love G Fuel.
Sponsor us, but don't give us G Fuel.
G Fuel is incredible. I love it so much. I mean,
you don't want Diego on G Fuel. That's a crazy man.
I've like slowly started drinking some coffee if I need it for random things. I don't need caffeine really that often, but G Fuel is by far my go-to caffeine drink if I need to stay awake. And so I popped a G Fuel. Which is weird. I like saying pop the G Fuel, but it's a drink.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say that doesn't really make sense.
I drank a G Fuel and drove home starting at 2 in the morning. I think Michael and Mikey both knocked out. We left at 2. They were out by 2:05. Didn't wake up the entire road trip back.
That's crazy. It was like a 2-hour drive, 2.5.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like
longer
3.
than that.
It was like 3 hours. And so, I mean, it was pretty brutal to stay awake.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough when everyone else is asleep in your car. You're like,
and
man.
they're snoring hard.
Oh God, you just gotta wake them up. You just gotta like swerve every car,
Right.
just crash into something. Just say, hey guys, if you were awake,
Yeah.
what's have happened? This is on you.
There's one time where I was like, oh my goodness, I almost fell asleep. Like I was awake, but I was like, this would be the time if I fell asleep. It'd be right now. I recognized it. Turned the lights on in the car. Didn't bother them at all for any reason.
Did it bother you?
I mean, it bothered me in that I should be awake, and like it kind of helped me be awake. Like, oh man, I went through so many things. I started by listening to a podcast, which isn't the greatest thing to stay awake.
No, definitely
but
not.
I was on G Fuel, so like I was still pretty awake.
Did you stop at a gas station?
Yes, I did stop at a gas station.
Like to get a drink or to get gas?
To get gas.
You should have gotten like a Kickstarter or like some sort of.
Yeah, I think I still had
beverage.
some G Fuel left, and I was like, I'll just stick with that. Yeah, I should have got something.
Just a mistake.
Yeah, took a big poop in there too. That makes me
Just
poop
left
for some reason.
two sleeping people in the car.
Yeah,
They just wake up and they're just so confused about where they are. They look around. You're
they
not
didn't
in the
wake
car.
up during that either. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
So when did they wake up? Did you wake them up when you got back?
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes left in the trip, and I was like, guys, I am so tired. So like I like shoved Michael, and I was like, keep me awake. And so for like the last 15 minutes, they were awake. But it was
I mean, it's only like 2 roads though for App.
right. Yeah,
so-
that it made it worse because
Yeah,
there's 2
right,
roads for App.
It's just really boring.
Yeah, it was like
highway.
stay on the road for 160 miles. I was like, all right.
I mean, I will if I'm not asleep.
Right, yeah. I mean, when you're driving that late at night and you're so tired because like you're hiking all day and stuff like that, I was just like, I had the music up super loud when I
I'm
was
surprised
playing
that
it.
didn't wake him up.
Yeah, I had it up as loud as I could possibly go, and like my kid doesn't get that loud, but
Yeah,
I was
the
like
key
as
is-
loud as I can
he's
go.
pretty quiet.
And so I was like screaming, singing at the same time, and
That
That didn't-
really tired.
yeah, that didn't wake him up. I was like slapping myself in the face.
I do that.
I was like, lights were on. I
People,
did
if someone were watching this car ride from the outside, they'd be like, "What is he doing?"
like the time lapse of me
Yeah.
during this car ride is crazy. There's so much movement going on, like
You're
trying to
just,
stay
like,
awake.
dancing. You're just like,
Oh man,
yeah, I've been there. Been
and
there
so
for sure.
it was a battle to stay awake for sure, and I did it. Thank goodness I'm alive. And like, actually from the Louisville game, my voice didn't come back until Sunday when we got back.
Wow, that's quite a
Like
time.
all Friday, it hurt so much I could hardly talk, and then Saturday, like it was coming back, but I couldn't like speak fully, and I was like getting worried. Mikey kept making jokes like, "You damaged your vocal cords. It's permanent. You're done." And like, cause he like actually knew somebody who damaged their vocal cords, and I was like, "I believe you, but I don't want this to be true." And so, yeah, really, I was concerned about the podcast.
Yeah,
'cause,
he
like,
should have been.
I
Yes.
mean, no vocal cords. That kind of puts a damper on things.
Right. Well, you just had to sit there listening to me talk.
Right.
I could have been both of us.
Yeah, it's terrible. I sounded like a kid kind of going through puberty because, like, I'd voice crack all the time. And,
You just were going too hard at the game.
oh, man. I mean, I lost my voice at first quarter and then continued for 3 more quarters. So,
I don't know how you lost your voice in the first quarter.
I just don't really have,
Were
like,
you
a...
yelling for
Yeah.
15 minutes?
Yes. Everyone was.
That's
I don't think I have, like, a strong or powerful voice to be, like, loud for
Yeah,
long,
I mean, you're just
long
a,
amounts
you're
of time.
quiet
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should just like randomly yell and train myself.
Yeah, I think you'll just scare yourself. Again, people would just think you're just really weird.
Like I bet I'm sure there's a way to like train your or strengthen your vocal. Are they muscles?
No,
Yeah. No.
I don't think so.
So do you think you can train your vocal cords
To
to
be
like?
stronger,
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe. I would
I
like
know
to
you
think
can
so.
you can train your voice to get deeper.
Right.
That's
I
because
mean,
Morgan Freeman's like yawn a lot, and your voice will get deeper. I forgot about that. Oh man, that's so good. That's such a good
I
thing.
hate that so much. If you guys don't know anything related to yawning,
If you just say that word, then Diego will just start doing that action. I've never seen anyone who it affects as much as him. I don't know why.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's so crazy. So if you ever want him to stop talking, just say that word a couple times. He just will be unable to talk for like the next 5 minutes if you just keep saying it.
I'm like crying now from being on it. Ugh. Gosh dang it.
I totally forgot that was the thing.
Yeah.
So that happened this weekend.
Was this weekend.
Last weekend.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
So something that is happening today is a state fair opened up today.
That's right. Are you going?
I am gonna go at some point.
I'm trying to go tomorrow. I think.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys be able to go tomorrow.
I know Dave is going tonight.
No.
Yeah.
Ah, dang it.
But Neil's going on Saturday.
Well, we really like each other.
Yeah. I don't know. It opened. This is the first year that they're serving alcohol at the state fair. So if you're over 21, check it out. Should be interesting. I don't know. I think a lot of breweries are going.
Interesting.
And it's the first time, so that's like a big deal.
Yeah, I'll participate in that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Psych.
It should be fun. I mean, I like the state fair.
I like it a lot.
It's fun. It's a good time. It's just a nice way just to kill a couple hours just by walking around and
destroy your wallet. And
yeah. Well, if you go tonight, I hear that it's $150 to get in, and then
$150.
Mm-hmm. And then $150, like for something else, like for rides. For every ride, it's $150. That's why. That's a reason to go. I don't know if that's true. I can't confirm. I've not looked that up. That's just
I did
that
not
I've
see
heard.
that anywhere.
Okay.
Actually,
well, I don't know who told me that. So maybe I didn't make it up, but someone else told me about that. So
I know tomorrow's like student night.
Yeah,
or something.
It's $5 to get in.
Right, which is terrible because I bought tickets online for $8, which is cheaper than the normal price. But
yeah, it's still not.
Yeah,
not as cheap as $5. Is it? It's only at the gate that you can get that.
At the gate, yeah, $5 if you're a student. Which stinks because like then you have to wait in the line.
Right.
So it's like a trade off.
Yeah. Would you pay $3 to wait in the line, or would you get $3 off to not wait in the line? I don't know. That's a
Well, I had to buy 2 tickets, so $6.
$6. Wow, just a big baller over here.
I know. It's so expensive though, because like I bought one ticket sheet, which is like kind of
25 tickets.
Yeah, is it 25 tickets?
I think it's 25 tickets.
Something like that, which
10.
is like
no.
It's 18 tickets, I think.
It's $1 per ticket, right? Is that the breakdown?
It is if you buy it there.
Oh.
I bought it for $10. I think I got one sheet, which is 18 tickets. I'm pretty sure it's 18 tickets.
Okay, that's a weird number, but okay.
Yeah, totally weird.
18. Why 18?
I don't know. You can buy up to 25 sheets online. Maybe that's the number you're thinking of.
Maybe. I don't know. It's not like I'm an expert on the state fair.
Yeah, I just became one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I bought one of those. That was $10. Tickets for me and my date was $16, and then I bought flyer tickets.
Yeah.
I bought round trip ones, which we'll see how that goes.
I would recommend it.
The flyer is really good. I wish the flyer came included with like general tickets.
Right.
But yeah, I looked at my cart. I was like, $40?
$40.
How?
There's the what was I gonna say? You can buy. There's not dates that you have to go, right? Like
no,
when you buy them,
when you buy them online, you have them.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure though, because I swear that there's some special for it is $10 for 18 tickets. By the way.
Yes.
Interesting. I really. Oh yeah, it is.
Yep.
So excited. Kickoff day Thursday. 150 admission. 150 portions from participating food vendors. So.
What?
Admission tickets will be 3 p.m. through 9:45.
What?
So that is the thing.
Trying to go tonight. You want to go tonight?
It's like it's all up to if MD wants to go.
Right.
But she won't know until later today. But so if you want to go, and this podcast won't be going out until way later than today. So this news is completely irrelevant. But the state fair is here for the next
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So
or so, yes.
It'll be open every day from I swear like
Yeah.
9 a.m. to midnight or something like that.
I think it's closer to
Or
noon.
11?
Probably.
Noon to 11, I think, during
Yeah.
weekdays, noon to midnight on weekends,
Something like that. There's this one game at the state fair where they have like a bottle tipped over.
They did last year. I don't know. We'll see if they have it this year.
They had it 2 years ago too.
Okay, so sounds like it's consistent.
That's the one game I want to play because I get so close every single time. I feel like that's the game I could win.
So after the state fair last year, I actually practiced that game a bunch.
Did you really?
Yeah, because they had it like set up around campus.
That game's so winnable.
Yeah, I got like decent at it, like decent enough where I could do it, and I haven't practiced it in a year. So
I think we should.
I would like. I mean, it's just
we
hard.
should try to win.
You just spend so much money because it's like $3 per.
It's like it's $1 per try. I think
$1 per try,
something like that, or like $3 for 5 tries.
I need to take
$5 for 3 tries, maybe.
So I believe it. I don't know. I need to get cash before I go. I need to get like smaller bills so I can actually pay for things without.
Right.
Because last time I went to the state fair, I bought like fried Oreos and I only had a 50, so I made them break a 50 over like a $3 meal.
You had a 50?
That's all I had. I don't carry cash. Who carries cash nowadays? No
I don't
one.
know. I have tons of cash still for some reason.
I don't know why you still
never
have cash.
ending. It's ridiculous.
I mean, if it's never ending cash, I'll take some cash.
Right.
So yeah, so that's going on this year. What else is new? What's the new food that they have? I don't know if you'd know this.
No.
You're the state fair expert though.
Well,
I
I don't know. I lied to you.
You lied to me. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked. But it seems interesting. They got like the games. They got if you'd ever been to the state fair.
Rides are a little bit sketch.
Yeah, rides are a little sketch. I would actually. I like the flyer. I actually think that's the only ride I went on last year.
We went on the Ferris wheel together.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
well,
right.
I'm glad you remember.
You skipped line. You skipped everyone to get to us.
I did.
You guys were late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got there before you. We just got in the line after you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was so confusing on which Ferris wheel you wanted us to go to.
There's 3 Ferris wheels.
Right. That was the biggest issue.
Well, we were worried that you got to us like just in time though, because we were about to get into
right
like
before
the barrier
gated section. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys were like running.
Totally worked out. Totally worked out.
That was quite a ride.
Right. Yeah, but Ferris wheel's awesome. I don't know if they're upping it again. Where they're like last year they had the biggest Ferris wheel they ever had there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. That's one we went on.
It looks pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Food, I haven't really participated in the food. I think I might this year though.
You should. Just be prepared. Last year I got a burger. Fries.
Krispy Kreme one or
no, just normal. I was just hungry. I got a burger, fries, a turkey leg.
Those are massive.
They're massive. They're like $12. Who's paying $12 for a turkey leg?
They're $12.
They're $12.
Yeah, I'm not participating in the food this year.
I would only go there for the desserts.
Okay.
I had some lemonade. I mean, like the thing for me is not that I get hungry; it's that I'll just get really thirsty. I just would crave.
Can you pack
cold
a
things.
water bottle in?
Probably not. They probably wouldn't like it. You can probably get like an empty one and fill it up. I don't know why that would stop you from that. They can't just withhold water.
Where would there be a water fountain?
There's water fountains.
Are there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they have bathrooms and water fountains.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Let's see. The fried food is always really good. It's just the question is, what are they going to fry this year?
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to have to do a video for the state fair.
Really?
Yeah. Well, a club on campus runs a food booth at the state fair, and so they asked the people who I work for if we could send someone to go film it. So I'm going to go do that sometime. They can get me into the state fair for free, so that's pretty cool.
How would that work? Like what video
I don't know.
looking for?
It's a great question. One that I
don't
have the answers to.
You got to get there early and get them setting up.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time. Excuse me. But it seems like a good time. It's the 150th anniversary of the
state fair.
The state fair here in Raleigh. So that's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool, actually. Also being on campus, it's kind of weird because we live in Raleigh, so. Right. There's a lot of people who haven't gone to the state fair at all.
I thought the state fair is more. I'm so used to it. Like every year, people are like, all right, the state fair's coming, the state fair's here. State fair is now gone. Right. Like that's just something. I thought that the state fair went everywhere, but it only goes
to Raleigh.
Well,
it
not
goes
even
capital,
Raleigh. But
capital.
yeah. I'm saying it only goes to like however many states. It's not. I don't think it's like all the states. Like some
Really?
people. Yeah, I don't think so.
Wow.
It could be incorrect. Again, not a state fair expert.
Is the state fair like a private organization?
I don't know, but this is like called the NC State Fair. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on really. I think I want to say like 12 or 13 states is what it goes to, but again,
Jeez.
that could be completely. It could go to all 52. I don't know.
What a life that'd be, traveling with the state fair.
That'd be something. It would be terrible, I think.
Actually, no. Yeah, it'd be awful.
Because you got to pack up all the equipment, and then you got to find. I don't know if they find
Sleeping?
ride operators in new areas or if like.
I mean, they'd be sleeping in like trailers, and
Yeah.
like, I imagine
it's
super cramped.
It's just similar to going on tour as like a rapper, except instead of rapping, you
Worse.
like
It's way worse.
you're just like an employee. But again, I don't know if they like are only taking the equipment from city to city and then the employees change. That would make the most sense to me. Is that the employees are just like they only work
in the state.
for this 2-week period, and they're there always, and then just whenever the state fair rolls up, they just take like a 2-week break from whatever their actual job is, or
Huh. I mean,
that's what I would think they would do.
I thought they traveled. I don't know.
We don't know.
It'd be a pain
Obviously,
in the
we're
butt.
state fair experts.
Yeah.
Speaking of experts, fantasy football updates week 5.
That's
Last
right.
week we had it was an okay week, I think.
dominated.
Yeah, Diego did well. His team finally performed a little bit.
Thank goodness. It's like my team's so hit or miss because I'll always have like 3 or 4 players that get like good amount of points. It's just a matter of if they're on my bench or not.
Yeah,
And
Diego's
so
team
yesterday,
management.
yeah. Last week I picked the best possible team I could pick and did pretty well. So I mean, we'll see if I can continue with the luck.
Diego has some quarterback struggles this week. We are just talking about it.
Right?
Podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I just picked up. I don't even know who I picked
I
up.
picked up
Keenum.
Keenum.
Yes.
Keenum.
Good old backup.
Yep. Well, he's starting, so
He's starting.
so that's good. Let's see what else happened last week in fantasy football.
You lost?
I did lose. My team was so bad.
Dominated.
I did get dominated. My team scored like 60 points, which is terrible. So I made some changes. I tried to shake up the league this week.
Your team should be dangerous.
I traded my two potentially best players away because I just the wide receivers. I had Mike Evans and Julio Jones, and
Do you trade both of them?
I traded both of them. They're both gone.
Wow.
So I got now my running backs look much better, and there are still moves to be made. So I'm gonna try and continue making moves. I'm just out here just grinding, just trying to.
I like a
shake up the
sturdy
league.
running back core
Yeah.
for fantasy.
I mean,
I feel like they're more consistent.
Yeah, I mean they just get more touches on the ball. They have a
Right.
greater. They have that's why usually they're the number 1 pick unless it's Antonio Brown.
Who?
But he wouldn't even be that good this year.
Right.
So it's tough. I mean, fantasy football is just all a game that I like to play. I invest so much time into this league. Like not just like not from the player perspective, from the administrative perspective. I sit there and I think about what can I do
How did
next
you?
week.
Okay. How did you make that chart? Because
Excel. I took.
did you import everyone's schedule?
No, I typed. It's all manual. I just manually went in and typed in all the scores, and then I subtracted.
All the schedules too.
Yeah, I mean, I just went through team by team, and I said, all right, when I played, so I typed in everyone's scores that they scored every week, and then I typed in all the scores that everyone got scored against them each week.
Okay.
And then I subtracted, like if I was doing your schedule, then I did for week 1 how many points I scored, subtracted by however many points the person you played scored against you.
Okay.
And then I went through week by week for everyone and did
Gross.
that. I did like the first I don't know. I think I did. There's 135 or 180 calculations I had to do, and I did the first 130 by hand. And then I was like, I bet I can automate this. And so then I went through, and I kind of figured it out.
Made the formula.
Yeah. But then Tony and I that same night we stayed up until like 2 trying to like automate the entire process, and we kind of got it working. But there's some things that we can't figure out how to do. Maybe you can actually help me out with that.
Yeah, I'm actually getting pretty good at Excel for some reason.
Well, I need some assistance with some. It's a very specific question. I'll ask you
Right.
after this. So, that also in fantasy football. what else is going on? I think that's about it.
You are playing for the. Are we in the East or the West?
We're in the West.
Okay, so yeah, you're playing for
I'm in the West. I don't know if
we're in the same.
We're in the same division.
Yeah, you're playing for the Western
title
Conference
because
Championship.
well, but I guess you're also tied for first. So I guess
I am tied for
but
first,
you won't be number one.
No.
So Diego,
by some miracle, if I win this week against a very strong Dom team.
Then you'll have a better chance. I mean,
you'll
be
I don't think I will. He has his full team, and I don't have a quarterback really.
right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I'll try to hype up my team and
hype up your team.
Hopefully the fans go crazy for me.
I don't even think I included. Oh no, Jacob. So each week we have a newsletter that I write and send out every week. And I ask people for quotes who win.
Right.
Is usually my thing, and I don't want to get the same people every week. And I don't even think I used one of the quotes that I got last week, so that's just upsetting. I just now realized I was like, man, he gave me a quote and I didn't use it. So I gotta figure that out. But I'm already like planning. I'm looking ahead to next year because I have some ideas for what I want to do. Because I want to just step up the whole thing. I got some good ideas. I gotta figure out how logistically possible they are. But
interesting.
Keep on the lookout next year if you're in the league. Just be prepared. Be prepared for the beginning of the league. I'm just excited. We're gonna do a in-person draft.
Let's go
for whoever can, of course.
Right.
I want to have a draft board. I want to do everything the most. I want to be the most, and we're already the most this year, and I want to exceed that next year. So.
I mean, even if you do it in person, it might go quicker.
Maybe.
Just because
you can just yell at someone, just like, "Hey, idiot!"
Hey, as long as you have the timer, like in real life timer.
Yeah,
I think that'd be great. Speaking of Tony, though, he's trying to contract me to do some SolidWorks work for him. So
yeah,
I have no idea what that's going to entail.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. He's like, "How proficient are you in SolidWorks?" And I was like, "I mean, I'm pretty good." And he was like, "All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow." I was like, "Okay."
Was this yesterday?
Yeah, this is yesterday. So I'm going to talk to him tonight. So update on that for next week. We'll see how that goes.
Tony's just a crazy man.
Tony is a crazy man, but
he's just a man who does some things. So I think that's probably all of our time for today.
Yeah, totally.
I gotta run to class because someone was late to the podcast, Diego.
Yeah, totally my fault.
Yeah, it was Diego's fault. Diego's traffic was terrible this morning. Just
really?
A side note. I don't know why it was so bad. I expected usually I can get here if I leave before 8. I mean, yeah, I left late today.
Right.
That's on me. But still, if I'm leaving before 8, usually the traffic is decent. I can get here without much trouble. There's so much traffic on the road today. I blame the State Fair. That's one thing about the State Fair when you go.
Ooh, it does cause a lot of traffic.
It's traffic and just parking. Parking is terrible. But that's why you have roommates who are not going on the same day and can drop you off, and then you can just Uber home. Or I guess for us, we could walk home if we needed. But that'd be a long walk.
Been done before.
It's been done before. You're right.
I've done it.
Yep. It would actually be closer than from the stadium.
Yes, it would.
I think barely, but
yes,
closer.
Yes, it would.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for today. You can check us out on the web at www.epochhhq.com/podcast. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube,
Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter. Hopefully, we'll be posting some stuff on all those sites.
It should be coming.
I know that we said that a couple episodes ago, and I don't know if we posted anything, but
no,
hopefully
I'm holding on to. I think
not the pods. I'm just saying tweets in general.
Yeah.
I know we need to go out and follow 2,000 people and hope that 70 of them follow us back,
right?
And listen to it, just to get some sort of follower to following, and because other podcasts that I follow, they're tweeting stuff about current events that are going on, but it's different. It's just all. It's because if theirs is specifically based around sports, then it makes sense for them to tweet about sports stuff. But because our podcast is so fluid and not even fluid, but just up in the air, and just we never know what we're gonna talk about. It's exactly would we tweet about? So it's something we got to think about. It's something maybe we talk to someone who knows how to market this and brand management. So again, that's just administrative stuff. Probably don't care about that. But you can check us out on iTunes at EPOCH Podcast, the Epic Podcast.
The Epic Podcast, yep.
And remember to rate, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
That's right. And new episode coming out Tuesdays.
Tuesdays at
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10
Sure.
a.m.
Let's call
Yeah.
it that. Tuesdays.
Just the old standard
Yeah,
that will be the new official standard.
I think that's what it says in our bio, so that works out. So every Tuesday at 10 a.m., whenever we decide to start releasing these will come out. And just be prepared for some consistent content.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For your late night drives back from app or whatever you need.
Yes. I will make sure Ben shows up at least once a week to a podcast.
It's just so early.
It is so early.
I wake up, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But here I am. Here we are.
I woke up and it was like 7:30. And like, I have to walk here for 2 minutes. And
yeah, I woke up.
I still didn't want to.
I woke up at 6:40. I woke up, I looked at my phone, I was like, new alarm. And then I also woke up at 7:30, which is why I was a little late today. But thank you guys for tuning in today. This has been the Epic Podcast. Talk to you later.
We're out.